Hi guys, welcome back to the channel to another episode of Pine Shallows. We are joined by the full cast this week. Say hi everybody.
Hi,
Hi,
everybody.
everybody.
Hello.
Okay, so last time quite a bit happened. We went to the library, we kidnapped a baby, and you got chased by some baddies, didn't you?
Pirates.
Yes, we
Yeah.
did.
So by some pirates, yeah, definitely. And you got your
Corporate pirates.
clubhouse. And I think a few of you got some upgrades right at the end after we finished the recording. So you will have to
Yeah.
remind me about those just as we go if you need to. Yeah, I think that's all we need to cover here. So let's jump straight into it.
Dear Diary, I'm so annoyed. Xander took the mermaid baby thing out of the aquarium and it's pretty much doubled in size, which is going to make it real hard to hide soon if it keeps growing. But worst of all, it can speak, but only Lee can understand what it's saying, unless she's lying to us. She doesn't seem like the type of person that would do that, but none of us boys can understand it. We had an Atlantean calligraphy course and figured out that it wrote that it wanted help, but now we've got some pirates after us, and Lee says the mermaid baby said something is coming, right before a load of seagulls fell out of the sky dead. Ugh, it's so annoying. I just wanted to read my book and go home, and now the world's gone crazy and horrible.
Okay. Does Xander have a diary entry for today?
As per Xander is probably does not have a diary,
Okay.
but he will spitball his diary.
Okay.
Um, so it would be like, dear diary, I stole a weird fish baby looking king thing because I was mesmerized by the tune that it was playing. I then took it to the library with all of these people from my form. I actually don't actually get on with some of them. Not so bad, you know. I don't know if I like it. Maybe I do. Either or. And then we got chased by some. Oh, well, we did some calligraphy course that was actually quite cool. Not gonna lie, it kind of looked like my stencils that I do. Um, and then I thought the creature kind of looked vaguely like a story I heard in mythology. So I got a book on that I stole, and then, well, didn't steal, misplaced. Uh, and then, yeah, we got chased by some of those corporate goons, and I just remember Luke making the floor all slippy for them, and they all fell over, which was pretty funny. Uh, and then, yeah, in their panic, I had to take them to a place that was discreet and that had. And the only place I could think of was the one that had value, which, yeah, was difficult. And then dead birds fell out the sky.
Okay. Thank you. Does Luke have a diary for today?
Yeah. So, dear diary, what's been happening? We took this weird fish mermaid thing to the library to do some research on it, but that wasn't really my thing. So, I just kind of wanted to play with it a bit, but then I felt kind of bad asking to see it. Xander didn't seem really keen on that, and I kind of felt bad. But then everyone was like smelling jackets as well, and that was super weird. I don't know, maybe like I should be sniffing clothes more. I kind of feel left out. But at the same time, I think maybe I'm part of a gang now because like we sold some stuff and then we tried to trip some people up who like were pirates apparently. I don't know. So maybe I can open up to these people some more. But that's it, I guess. I don't really know how to end these. So yeah.
Okay. Has Ollie got anything from last time?
From the first session.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, Always would be, where are we? So we met a dude called the Captain who had like this worm thing. Then it turned into an eel thing. And like, what? We go to the aquarium every year, and it's just boring. But this year it's different. Nah, something's up. But whatever. I've got a game to concentrate on, and I have work on Friday, so we kind of just have to skirt by the rest of the week.
Okay, thank you. And last but not least, Lee.
Yeah. So, dear diary. Wow. Okay. So turns out the fish baby isn't that scary at all. At first, I was totally freaked out, especially when our teacher started screaming and Olly had to get him out of there. Honestly, we'd have been in so much trouble if he wasn't there. I hope teacher's okay. But I was still kind of freaked out. Xander started taking the baby away, but then I looked at it and it looks really sad. I don't know if anyone else would have come to help it, so I thought we maybe had to take it away. And then the pirate guy left his jacket there, and I think maybe he was coming back, and I don't know what he wants to do with it, but I don't think it's good, so we had to get out of there kind of fast. But I'm still kind of embarrassed. We were being really loud in the library, but there were just a lot going on. Maybe I'll go back and say sorry to Gretel. But then we saw the pirate guys again, and they're definitely not looking to do anything good, so maybe we shouldn't go out in public too much. I really hope we don't have to go into hiding. I don't think I want to dye my hair. I'm glad we got away, at least, but up on the hill, Xander looked kind of sad. I hope he's alright. I thought maybe I should say something, but I don't want to make it worse, and I don't really know what to say. Didn't realize guys like that got sad. But then I guess even fish babies get sad, so maybe everyone does. I do know what to do about that, at least. We just gotta find its parents down by the cove. Maybe then those weird pirate guys will leave us alone.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Well, we're going to be interrogating Olly.
Oh boy.
So as we come back in to the school, we'll do a little slight slide backwards in time to just after everybody is getting off the bus. Olly and the two teachers that came along get sort of ushered into an office. The one that passed out, he is now conscious again, but he is saying some... Well, to you, it probably makes a little bit of sense, but to anybody else that didn't witness the strange creature in the tank, it sounds like complete crazy talk. Absolute nonsense. So you're all sort of taken off to be asked questions. Well, the teachers and Olly, you guys have left the school. To be asked questions because it's quite a serious thing, a teacher falling unconscious and then spitting out this nonsense. It's got to be investigated properly. So you are taken by the deputy head, Mrs. Hawkthorne, to her office. She sits you down, offers you a cup of tea. Are you going to take the cup of tea?
No, Ollie doesn't drink tea.
Okay. Oliver, I understand that you were helping when your teacher fell unconscious. And I was just wondering if, being as you're such a wonderful, helpful member of our little school community, if you could just tell us what happened. I know you'll be very honest with us. There's nothing to worry about.
So all I remember is that like there were some of us who got talking to someone that worked alongside the aquarium, and he said, I have something that you might be interested in, because we were asking lots of really interesting questions about marine life and things. And they took us to a different part just after lunch, and then that's when he came in and he collapsed. But he was don't know why.
I see. So there was no strange thing. What did this person show you?
Just like a fish.
A fish. Okay, so just to clarify,
Yeah.
an adult not associated with the school took you off into a private room, just a bunch of students off into a private room, and another teacher came in and was upset by what he saw.
I mean, Big G, like, she was kind of involved as well.
How was Big G involved?
So she said during lunch that he worked for the aquarium, so or worked with the aquarium, so we all thought it was fine.
I see. Can you remember this man's name? She's just scribbling down notes in her little book.
I think he's called himself Captain something, but I think we just all called him the Captain.
Captain Pollock.
No, that doesn't sound familiar.
No? Okay. I guess we must have had another captain in town then.
Maybe. I mean,
Thank
there's a
you.
port probably full of them, right?
Well, that's true. I suppose everybody with a ship these days calls themselves a captain. Thank you. And just to clarify, I know Friday the 13th is coming up, and there is a long-standing tradition, especially amongst you older students, of pulling pranks to make things seem a little supernatural around town. And now, while we've never actually caught anybody, I thought that, being as you're such an upstanding member of our community, that you might know about this.
No, I have to work at my parents' pizzeria that night, so I didn't
I
partake
see.
in any just
So
planning or
you wouldn't
anything.
know anything about a stolen asset that belongs to the facility outside town. It was being kept at the aquarium today.
What's an asset?
We haven't been told the specifics, but we have been told some students were spotted where the asset was being held and have possibly been seen around with the asset in town.
Nope, we just saw a fish with that captain and Big G.
I see. Okay. Well, thank you so much for your time, and I will make a little note and make sure to post it off to your parents so they know that you're not in any trouble and that you are safe and there's nothing to worry about. And I'd appreciate if you could tell them the same thing.
Yeah, of course. I
Maybe-
mean, why would there be anything
Maybe
wrong?
don't mention about going off into a room with an elderly gentleman.
I mean, when you say it like that, of course, but
Thank you. Okay.
he was just a captain and worked with the aquarium, so
I'm sure he was a perfectly lovely man. If we can track him down, we'll definitely ask him about what happened in this missing asset. You sure you can't remember his name?
no, just the captain.
Okay.
Like, yeah, we were too interested and excited by this cool fish.
All right, very well. Well, just again, make sure you keep an eye out for any of your classmates acting strange and carrying something that perhaps they didn't have before. And if you remember anything else, just pop straight back to my office. I'll be around.
Sure, of course.
Okay, fantastic.
I absolutely will.
All right, well, you can go. Have a great rest of your day. School's done for the day. At least for your year, anyway. So you can head off and enjoy your afternoon.
Sure. Yeah, I have my skates in my locker. I'll grab them and head home.
Fantastic. All right, bye-bye then.
Bye.
Okay, so where does Ollie go?
That would be so. Oh, I presume we all kind of roughly know where we all live to a point.
Yeah.
I think he would probably head for Luke's house.
Okay.
Purely because in Luke is quite loose-lipped in terms of knowledge and information, so it might be the easiest way to kind of find out what's happening.
Okay, so you do approach Luke's house and I assume knock on the door?
Yeah.
Okay. So his mum answers.
Hi. I was. Is Luke home?
Oh, no, isn't he at school?
No, we all left. We all got dismissed after we came home from the aquarium.
Oh, okay. Well, I haven't seen him. He must be out playing somewhere.
Yeah, must be with one of the other group. Maybe he's at their house. Sure, no problem. I'll just go ask and find out.
Okay. If you roll your brains for me.
Haha. So just 2d6. Awesome. Oh, that's 10 though.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay, so you maybe think that Luke might have a mobile phone on him.
Cool. So yeah,
Would you know
yeah.
his number?
I think so. Like, as much as Ollie is a person of status in school, he's not like Regina George in this, where his phone number is a hot commodity. But yeah, I think he would. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, he'll like just dig out his phone. It'll probably, while he's like skating to the next person's house, it's unusual for Luke presumably to have not told his parents where he's gone to. So like as he's skating to the next person's house, he'll like flip out his phone and give him a ring.
Okay. Is Luke going to answer the call?
Yes. Roughly where would we be at this moment?
Okay, so we'll cut back to you guys now.
Okay.
You are still in the treehouse at the top of the hill, hiding out from the pirates that you saw earlier. And you've just literally had all those seagulls drop from the sky and presumably climbed up into the treehouse to sort of take shelter just in case any others fall.
Okay. So if we're just kind of in the treehouse, then and my phone started ringing, Luke would pick it up and just say, hello? Who is this?
Look, it's Ollie. Did you not save my number when you gave me it?
Oh, no, I don't really do that. I don't know. Yeah, so what do you want?
Well, I mean, you guys got let out after school, and I get taken away by a teacher to ask questions.
Oh, yeah, so what I mean, we're kind of busy at the moment. Like, there's stuff happening. Things aren't going so well, I would say, but...
Get off my window! Stupid son!
Yeah, everyone seems kind of worked up at the moment. We're up on this treehouse that like Xander built, I think, or something. I don't know. We're up on the big hill.
I didn't build it.
Someone built it. Someone
You're
built
gonna
it.
help me
Xander
get these birds out of them.
So Xander saw someone build it and then claimed it. How very Xander.
So,
Yeah, I think I should like come because like the questions I was asked were not normal.
oh yeah, there's a lot of not normal things happening. There's like a bunch of birds that just kind of fell.
Another flock of birds just absolutely crash straight into the wall of the treehouse.
Melvin, you're gonna help me with this.
I was gonna say, all right.
They're gonna
I think
crap all over the wood. I can't.
Ollie, like,
Fine,
if you
they're
can
dead.
get here, I think Xander is kind of losing his mind. I think we need your help. We're up on the big hill above this house. I don't know. You probably know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's the worst directions ever, but I kind of know where you're talking about.
Okay, cool. I'll speak to you when you get here. If we're still here, and if we're not, then I guess we'll see you.
I've
Some
followed
point.
the birds falling out of the sky. I'm sure that will be very obvious to find.
Yeah, you can see them. It's almost like if you look into the sky, you can see over this hill. It is not subtle at all. There's like a massive swarm. What
Yeah.
flock
Yeah.
of birds just circling these trees at the top of a hill, and you just see every now and again just sort of like a cluster of them just drop.
So yeah, Ollie like puts the brakes on as soon as he like hangs up with Luke and just looks up at the flock of birds just circling this tree. Huh? Sure. And then just like floods the skates on and just like boosts it as quick as he can up to the top of the hill.
Lee, grab the bat. Hit that dead bird out the window.
Yeah, and how loud are these birds being? There are a lot of squawking and screeching.
There is some squawking and screeching, yeah, definitely.
But they're not
Yeah, I
all
think-
dead. Some of them are
They're
just
not all
dropping.
dead. Some are circling overhead.
Oh, okay.
They're to anybody who was maybe looking for something out of the ordinary happening, it could be a bit of a dead giveaway that there are sort of swirling vortex of birds going on above you.
Is the mermaid baby singing still?
Yes.
Okay, I feel like that is the issue, Lee. Lee, can you tell her to be quiet? She talks to you.
And yeah, I think on this whole like thing going on, Lee would have pulled out just a little pair of like earplugs that she's put in. Just get, huh?
Lee,
Can you help
make the baby
with
stop
this?
singing. Stop the baby from singing.
I'm gonna put. Can you not see this as I
okay.
smack a dead seagull with my skateboard out the window? Just to like.
I know it's bad. It's really bad.
Stop
And
the baby.
is gonna look over to the mermaid baby. Can you could you? She just holds up a finger to her lips and
But
like
they're
maybe kind of like a little
They're
like
coming.
down gesture.
I can't. They're coming. I'm scared.
And I think it's just maybe just keep quiet, please, and we'll help.
Hey, you're gonna want to hurry up here.
Our friend's coming, and
New people.
he's
I don't-
strong.
I don't
He's
like
good
new
at
people.
dealing with problems.
Humans are scary.
Yeah. But so are birds. A lot of birds. Just he's gonna keep kind of, please, just shh, just for a minute.
Roll your
Just a minute.
heart and see if you can calm her
Okay.
down. Or it down.
Okay. That is gonna be a 9 plus 2, 11.
Okay. Okay, I'll be quiet. And she just sort of curls up.
Thank you. And do the birds stop?
Everything goes dead silent. You can't see, obviously, the birds above you. Does anybody want to look?
I would like to put my head out the window and just kind of look straight up.
I will help Luke in regards to if a bird's gonna fall on his head, like pull him back in.
Okay. I won't even make you roll for this. You look out the window, and above you, you can see all these birds just completely dispersing, going in different directions. Wherever they've come from, they're going back there. But
I was going.
against the anywhere that there's sort of a ledge outside of the treehouse and all around on the floor and the tops of trees, there are just dead birds everywhere.
What killed them? Surely
Dunno.
the singing didn't kill them.
Some weird avian flu that's just mysteriously happened the second that this child mythologic creature just starts singing.
Did we see anything in the books about like a mythical? Sorry, Jesus.
Oh no, he's got the flu!
You got the bird flu!
Quick,
Oh,
push
geez.
him out.
Popping on
We
that
don't want
energy
to catch
drink
it.
I gave him.
That's really strong. Did we see anything in the books about like bird killing mythological mermaid baby things or worms? Or I don't think we did. I mean, the weather's looking a lot less birdy outside, so they've
We
stopped
have
kind
the
of
books with us,
falling.
don't we? So I guess
Yeah.
maybe we could look in the books about birds. What was the book that had ocean cryptozoology? Was it?
Yeah, you didn't get that one.
No, we were that. Yeah, so that one's loaned out, and I might have to go buy it. But Lee
Actually,
Got-
can any of you remind me of the name I said that was loaned out by? Because I did not make a note.
Timbar.
Thank you.
I got some mythology book. Wait,
Yes, that was it. You got a mythology book that. Did that not have something about sirens or something in it?
yeah, I asked about sirens, and they said it would definitely have it in.
Yeah. So, if anybody wants to roll their brains and see if they can find anything about
I'll roll for,
sirens and
like,
birds having a connection.
looking into that.
Yeah, I'm just gonna get dead birds off my treehouse and like try to pile them up
Okay.
at the bottom.
If you roll your brawn then, and we'll deal with that in a
Okay.
second.
So I'm rolling brain, right?
Yes.
So I got 8.
8. Okay. So you do find about sirens in there, just, sort of general sirens information. They have like the siren song that generally lures in sailors, and they, pull the sailors overboard, drown them, and kill them. And sort of like a few famous references of mermaids and sirens in various stories.
And nothing related to birds.
Nothing related to birds, no.
Okay. There's nothing in here about birds and sirens together, just about how sirens lure blokes. Which this guy, little thing, is doing the opposite of, because it's only talking to Lee.
How close would Ollie probably be at this point? Do you think you'd be arriving at the treehouse?
Yeah. I think he would probably be. Yeah, probably wouldn't be far at all. He's obviously a very good skater, so.
All right. And then Xander. What did Xander get on the brawn roll?
A 9.
A 9. Okay, so you are just sort of scooping these things. You've got a shovel at the bottom of your tree, and you're scooping the birds up, making a nice little, a nice big pile. But
Maybe we should make a wall around the treehouse.
Melvin, that's not a good idea. It will start to think.
It might stop people from coming here. We could keep the baby here then.
We could use it as a fire. I don't know.
Wait, are birds flammable? Like, is that? Are they like tinder?
Are seagulls edible?
No, we're in a forest, and I need to get rid of the birds somehow.
We can't start a fire it would start a forest fire, then the entire of Pine Shallows will go up in flames. We'll have
There
no
is a
hope.
way to start a fire in the forest that doesn't mean that you set the forest on fire.
But
Yeah, but
can
that
you do that,
involves you.
Xander?
That involves you digging a hole, and none of you are strong enough to do that.
Dig a hole.
So Ollie, as you arrive, you're coming up the hill to this scene of everybody sort of like in the treehouse, apart from Xander, who is just shoveling dead birds. There's just a
Yeah.
field of dead birds, and he's just scooping them up.
Yeah, and he's just like, yeah, so as he like shouts back because he can hear them like shouting. Because I'm assuming that they are not like the sound of the birds like smashing against the wood has like totally ruined any concept of how noisy they actually are. So like Ollie hears them like about a couple of 100 yards from where they actually are, and he rounds the corner and sees Xander like scooping these birds up. Like, I know you'll find any business opportunity, but dead
Yeah,
birds.
this is. I'm not trying to sell them.
So where did they come from?
The flipping sky. Where the hell else do birds come from?
No, I know, and I saw them swarm in the tree. But why?
I don't know. Ask them. They're up there. I'm trying to do some DIY. I guess. I don't know. Let me clean up this mess.
Sure, I will go and speak to people with a more comprehensive idea of what's actually happening. And he'll like climb the ladder up.
As he says, a more
Xander flicks
comprehensive.
him off, like, while he's not looking.
He's saying a more comprehensive idea of what's happening. Luke will just kind of see Greg going. I'm going, oh, guys, Ollie's here. And I'll just kind of turn around to Lee and say, so is the baby thing okay now, or what's it saying?
It's just curled up in the fetal position.
I think it's kind of scared. I did, and it's just gonna kind of move over to the window slowly. Do you see the pirates out there? It sounded like it was worried.
The what?
Oh, hi, Ollie.
Hi.
Well, I don't know if they're pirates, but the weird, and I think it holds up this jacket.
Mm-hmm.
They're weird guys. One of them had a jacket, but not anymore. But they were looking for the baby, I think.
Where did you get a baby from?
Yes, the fish baby.
He's over there.
You mean the worm?
It used to be a worm, but now it's, and he's gonna look over to the thing, which kind of points. It's kind of like a fish baby now.
So as you sort of get up into the treehouse, you see sort of slightly still sat in Xander's backpack is this spherical fish tank with like a little almost axolotl looking half taily, half toddlery baby thing creature in it. You would have seen this at the aquarium just before your teacher.
Yeah,
fell
but it was
unconscious.
much smaller, wasn't it? Yeah.
It was a little smaller. Yeah, it has grown.
Cool. Okay. So their singing apparently affects more than just sea life. Apparently.
It affected us. And
What
now
do you
it's
mean
friends with Lee.
Cool. So I get asked about assets, and yous are finding out that babies are making friends that are not babies because they were worms that sing. And you were pitching pirates?
Yeah.
So what? Huh?
Remember those shady-looking guys at the aquarium?
Oh yeah, they were like speaking to Big G just as we were leaving, right?
Yeah. Well, Lee nicked one of their coats, and now they're after us.
Is there anything in the coat?
And yeah, holds it up and I guess properly kind of goes through the pockets. I think actually for the first time.
Yep. So roll your brains for me.
Okay. That is going to be 11.
Okay. So you find in the pockets a key fob and the visitor badge from the aquarium, which does have the name just scribbled on it in Big G's handwriting, Tim Barr.
Okay. Yeah, and peers at that for a moment. I guess he's called Tim Barr.
Wait, that was the guy who had the book.
What book? Wait, did you go to the library before you came here?
Yeah, we went to see if we could find any information on fish so we could feed the baby. But then we took an Atlantean calligraphy course. But the book that Gretel, yes, said would be the best book for about the fish was loaned out, and she said it was loaned out to Tim Barr.
Atlantean, as in the mythological place that doesn't exist, but some people believe is underwater.
I don't know. We just learned about the writing.
Cool. So, seen it, read it in comic books. Aquaman's from there. So probably not real.
Well, it has its own alphabet.
I mean, anyone can come up with an alphabet. I can draw any sort of symbol in the dirt and claim it's an alphabet.
Yeah, but
Would the library have a course on that, Oliver?
I don't know. Maybe the library, like, no one goes to the library, so if they can find a way to get people there.
I go to the library.
And
I didn't say no one goes.
Lee just points over to the mermaid baby. It wrote something in the alphabet before we learned it, so
You would have seen
Oh.
this happen.
That's
Yeah.
right. They, like, scribbled it on the algae, right?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
wrote "help out."
Help. It was a worm, but then it wasn't. What this that just so sure. Yeah, like fab. So yeah.
Lee just gives you a shrug, like, yeah.
I think Xander's finished with his bird like pile, and he comes up and he goes, "Well, clearly it's not human child, so we can't take it to the orphanage, can we? So we obviously had to look to see what else it was, and it looks pretty alien mythological thing. So the second you look at fiction."
Right. So then how does it play into the fact that I got questioned by a teacher who was asking me about an asset that has gone missing? I'm assuming, and Ollie will gesture politely to the Atlantean child. I'm assuming this is the asset they're looking for.
It
Well,
sort
it
of
could be the
pokes its head
jacket
up
that
and looks
Lee
at you.
stole.
I doubt it's a jacket, considering that this Atlantean child has the capacity to send marine life crazy where it slams its head against the glass door. It makes birds circle a treehouse and slam themselves into wood. And now you're saying that it controlled you for a bit?
And fish. It controls the fish so it can eat them.
It's like sirens in mythology.
Yeah. Well, there's probably hundreds of tales of sirens from the captains at the port at the harbour. But it's all just a myth, surely. Like, what I don't like.
Well, if
I
it
obviously
quacks like a duck and it speaks like a duck, it's a duck, isn't it?
You
Wait, it's a
hear
duck?
the little creature start going, "Meow, meow, 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 meow." And Lee, of
Yeah.
course, you understanding it, hear it saying, "What's a duck? Is a duck tasty?
Yeah, ducks are pretty tasty.
I'm so hungry."
Oh, yeah. We should. It's hungry, so we should get it some food. I think.
I thought we
think we
said we were
could-
going to go
Maybe
get
we
it
could
some
give it a
fish.
seagull.
yeah.
I don't think that's particularly sanitary.
We should.
Well, I don't think fish under the sea is that sanitary either.
Well, it is when it's
It-
cooked and it's battered and it's got, chips at the side.
Xander,
They didn't do
and
that under the water.
yeah, Xander, you do know that fish still have to defecate, right?
Yeah, but that gets cleaned before you eat it.
And
Not if it's in the sea.
Exactly.
Please
Plus, this
just
is a Atlantean child, a mythological place. Who's to say that a seagull's not a delicacy?
Lee, ask it if it likes seagulls.
and I think Lee hears that, but first looks over and goes, "Have you ever had a chip?"
What's a chip?
Oh, you've got to try chips.
Are they
Chips are good.
tasty?
Yeah. They're really. I mean, if they're good, they're not that bad, really.
Chips.
Do you like seagull?
Oh, well, I never tried seagull. Is seagull tasty?
I don't know. They don't.
I'm not
sound
giving a
tasty.
child a seagull. That's child abuse. Like, let's.
Yeah, we should take it to the herring. It's. I mean, it's kind of like a tourist, right? And should show them what's good in town.
But how will we get it past everybody in town without it
Exactly.
being seen?
Well, we still have the tank, and I've still got my backpack, and we just go get a table at the fish restaurant, and then we just put it off to the side in the corner. We're all good. They got booths there.
Biology, not my strongest subject, obviously. But the rate that thing is growing, considering we've had it, a few hours. And I say we in the royal sense. But it's probably going to grow more by the time we get to town. And then by the time we try and hide it, it's going to get bigger.
Everybody roll your brains.
Blind. 4. I'll mark experience.
10.
12.
10. I think.
5.
Yeah, 10.
So who failed?
Me.
So, you know how I said that there was the big swarm of birds and it was an obvious giveaway if anyone's looking for anything abnormal going on? Well, I put one of those little progress clocks on. So every time you guys have failed or gotten sort of in the mid-range of success, I've been taking away time. You've got 4 out of 10 segments left before some pirates show up at your treehouse.
Oh dear.
And
What a sentence.
yeah.
those of you that did succeed on your brains, you will remember that when you got the creature, it very easily fit into this tank, and its hands were more like little nubbins. And it now sort of is growing fingers, and it's able to poke its head out of the tank and clearly can breathe out of water and in. But yeah, it is growing, considering the time you've had it, fairly fast. It can still
Okay.
comfortably fit in the tank and sort of move around in it and stuff, but
You can
I
also
think-
get out of the tank. Like, we've got the backpack still. But would it grow? Do I think logically on the size in which it's grown since we've got it, that if we went and got some fish and chips, that it would burst out the backpack.
I think because you haven't fed it since you've got it, right?
Oh, right, yeah, that's true.
And it's still growing anyway, I think that it would be safe to assume feeding it would probably encourage growth.
Okay.
I maybe we should. I mean, if it's gonna grow, it's gonna grow. But if it wants to get back to the sea, then it's kind of in the right direction anyway. So
Did we
Yeah,
we
good
not
point.
did we not say it lived like at the Skull Cave, the Skull
Cave,
Cove
yeah.
there? Is that near the fish restaurant?
I kind of assume it'd be like fish restaurant
Do
on the
have
side
any
town.
of you spent much time exploring that sort of the sea facing parts of town?
No.
I think Lee knows the seaside, like
Okay.
the harbour in town pretty well. I don't think she knows Skull Cove at all, but
Okay.
maybe would know the
I
direction.
will I will let you roll with advantage because I feel like you'd maybe know or you'd have spoken to people coming into the restaurant that might have just mentioned it in passing.
Good. That's going to be 2 4s. Just double get a plot point, and I have 2 in brains, so that'll be 10.
Okay. So you would know that it is obviously, along the seafront, but Skull Cove is outside of town, whereas the restaurant is sort of very central to the sea facing part of town.
But it would kind of be, I guess, on the way.
Yeah,
if we're
definitely.
heading. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think Lee would. Well, it's kind of on the way at least. I don't know if we should be sticking around too long.
I mean, yeah, we've got to get home at some point.
And
yeah,
we did just accidentally start a swarm of seagulls that might have attracted attention.
right. And
I say we get takeaway from the restaurant, and we'll go sit at like nearby park or on the dockside.
I'm game.
Yeah, I think Lee will nod at that.
But just give me a sec, and I'm gonna try to home alone some traps on my my tree house, just in case any of those pirates come by.
Okay. Roll brains with advantage because obviously you'll know what's in your treehouse and.
Cool.
Can I ask a quick question? Will we go past the bookshop on the way to the cafe, the restaurant?
Yeah.
So I could possibly. Right, so if we're going past the bookshop on the way there, I could stop in and grab a copy of Ocean Cryptology as well. That might help. Cryptozoology, even.
Yes, it sounds like a plan. And I got 12.
Okay. So yeah, you definitely set up some traps, protect the treehouse from any potential nosy people coming in. Right. Anything anybody else wants to do before you all head to the restaurant and pop into the bookstore on the way?
The only thing Ollie's going to do is just make sure that either he takes it or someone takes the key fob that we found in Tim's jacket.
Okay. Cool. So bookstore. Okay. An old bell rings as you walk through the door of this dusty bookshop. Between some of the shelves, there's a large rug and creating a space, where a big old orange sofa sits. You spot a black cat on the arm of the sofa. He briefly looks up, acknowledging you, before returning to licking his paws. Somewhere in the back half of the store, you hear Agnes muddling around. "Cooey, I'll be there now in a minute," she calls out. Roll your brains for me, please.
Oh dear. 6, 8.
Anybody else?
7.
Oh, we all rolling.
Yeah, everybody roll brains.
Haha, 3.
Oof.
I will mark more experience.
So was it brains? Did
Yeah.
you say? I got 10.
10, okay.
11.
Okay, so those of you that didn't fail but didn't get your outstanding success, you do notice a little bit of fog coming out from under the bookshelves in the direction that you heard the cooey. Those of you that got above a 10, you hear some mumbling and like a fizzing noise, and then you sort of see the smoke after the fizzing noise.
Agnes, what's the smoke about? Is
What?
there a fire?
Oh, no, dears, don't worry. She comes out, she's sort of flapping her arms about, trying to get the smoke to dissipate. Don't worry, dears, don't worry, everything's fine. Just a little bit of silliness. Oh, yeah, I love my science experiments. I've just been reading about them in this book. She just quickly slides a book back onto a shelf as she approaches you.
Can I try to see what the book is that she put on the
Yeah.
shelf?
Yeah, I'm gonna be sneaky.
Yeah, roll your brain.
I was going to say, do I recognize anything about the smell of this smoke?
Oh,
Does it
yes.
sound like, or does it smell like anything? I mean, it's anything like food-wise. Lee would
Roll
probably know
your
it.
brains, and
Okay.
we'll handle yours in a minute. What did you guys get?
I got 7.
14.
14.
Yeah.
Damn.
Xander's
Okay.
slick when it comes.
Melvin's been turned dumb by hanging out with you guys.
So you can kind of make out this writing dented into the cover, and you, from your probably your research for your creative endeavors, would recognize that this is a grimoire, which is like a witch's spell book and book of like facts and information about herbs and potion making. What did Lee get on the dice?
That is a 9.
A 9. Okay, so you would probably recognize a few sort of herbs and spices in the smell a little bit, just faintly.
Okay, yeah. Sort of like wrinkles her nose up a little, thinking, kind of trying to figure out what this might be, but not quite able to pass it.
How can I help? Are you here for books?
Does she have a black cat and a broom?
No, she doesn't. Oh, she might have a broom out the bag, not one that you can see.
At the restaurant. So, yeah, we need to go.
Okay, well, have a good day. Enjoy your book. And I hope to see you guys soon. I hardly ever get any young ones in here these days.
Always in
Well-
here, Agnes.
Well, you, obviously.
Yeah, we'll swing by later, maybe. And like Ollie just like has the door ajar, just but like
Just ready to go.
yeah, just like once the conversation reaches like he's obviously been brought up to like don't be rude, don't just like leave a conversation by actually leaving. But like once it seems like comfy enough to be like, let's go.
I think Xander will be like, you ever thinking about selling potions or have any fascinating results? You know, here's my card. And it's just a scribbled bit of paper.
Yeah, like torn out the bottom of a jar or something.
Yeah. But, no, I'd say it has some of like his graffiti on it. And he's like trying to, in case he like tries to sell his art. So
Yeah. She takes the piece of paper and nods at you, like, enthusiastically. You think she's probably going to call you up.
Starting a business selling that magic.
If Melvin knew any better, he'd think she was flirting with Xander.
Roll your brains.
Oh no, 7.
You'd know that she's been single for a very long time, but she is significantly older, so she probably wouldn't try something like that on with a teen, but you're not quite sure.
Yeah, Melvin's just like looking between the two, trying to see signals that he doesn't understand.
Anyway, we better get going. Enjoy your night.
And you. Bye, dears.
Bye, Agnes.
Bye.
I...
You see her sort of signaling to Casper and getting a food bowl ready for them as you walk out the door.
Ugh, I hate cats. Ugh.
Yeah,
Wait.
Melvin, I think your favourite person, maybe of the magic arts, as they would say.
No, Agnes? No.
She
She's
was
just a
reading
little-
some rich books and, strange smells.
I read all sorts
And she's
of
got a
books.
cat.
That doesn't make me magic.
You, roll your brains with advantage, Melvin.
Me? Okay.
Yeah, you. You've
Yeah,
been in this
yeah.
bookshop a lot. You probably have noticed something, if there was
10.
something to notice. Yeah. So you've never been in the back room. She goes in the back room every now and again. Usually says she needs something, not to worry about it. And you have noticed some very interesting smells. Sort of like sage incense sticks and things like that. She does have a small collection of incense around, so you just sort of assume it's that. But you've definitely... There are signs there.
Okay. Maybe she just likes that sort of stuff. People do, right?
Yeah, like
Yeah, I mean, each
Melvin
to their
doesn't-
own.
Yeah, Melvin doesn't like cats. Presumably Lee does. We have a Atlantean fish baby thing in a bowl. Other people don't.
I'm just saying, with all this mysticalness going around, don't rule out the fact that, she could be a witch.
That was the other thing that I was asked about by the teacher, and as we're kind of like on the way to the restaurant.
Yeah.
They said that like apparently the like seniors on Friday the 13th pull pranks that make it look like magic stuff's happening, so like ghosts and stuff appear or whatever.
But not all of
Mm.
the seniors are going to be witches.
I gathered as much, but like
Wait, when we say seniors, are we talking about school type seniors or
Like year
old age
11.
Yeah.
witches?
yeah.
Yeah,
And,
senior citizens
you
doing
will-
magic.
Because obviously you guys have lived in this town for quite some time. Or most of you anyway, I think. You will know that, like, in the autumnal times, there does seem to just sort of be a bunch of strange things going on. And you've heard rumours about certain things going on Friday the 13th that just don't really make any sense. Unless it's somebody pulling a prank or magic is actually real.
Could we roll brains to kind of retrospectively look back at our own thoughts and think, like,
Yeah, of course.
that was weird?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone?
Oh, I
Anyone who
did
wants
awful.
to.
I got a 5.
Oof.
I have the
Okay.
brains.
I'm not going to, because I don't think, like, Melvin's kind of ended up a little bit sort of autistic coded. And I feel like he just takes things at face value a little bit. So I don't think he would necessarily think if someone told him that that's just totally a normal thing that happens on Friday 13th, he'd just assume that that's what's meant to happen.
Yeah. Anybody else?
I think Lee's just sort of similarly gonna. Lee's got no presumptions about what is and is not real here, really.
Okay. Right, so you're heading to the Pickled Herring.
Mm-hmm.
As you enter the Pickled Herring, you're met with an awful smell and an almost empty seating area. The heavy on fishing vibes decor and ridiculously old wooden frame around the bar are covered in smoke. You hear Roberto shouting from the kitchen. Everybody roll your heart to see if you're brave enough to go and help.
Yeah.
There's smoke everywhere today.
11 for Ollie.
9.
Wait, are we all rolling it? Did
Yeah,
you say?
yeah, yeah.
10
I mean, if
for
you want to
Melvin.
opt out and not help, you don't have to roll. But...
Yeah, that's a very Xander thing to do, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm gonna opt out.
Okay.
I think
Yeah, I just didn't know if
Xander's like
Melvin would.
taking a stance here. He's like,
Yeah.
Roberto buys fish from the aquarium, sort out his own fire.
Okay.
I failed, but I'm going to spend a plot point to reroll.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh, nice. That will bring me up to a 9.
Okay. So did everybody who rolled pass to some degree?
Yes.
Okay.
Melvin rolled a 10, but I think he wouldn't help unless he really had to. So, like, he'd,
Okay.
like, feel like if nobody else helped, he would. But
Okay.
if other people want to help, he'll just wait.
Okay. So those of you that want to run into the kitchen and see that there is very much a fire. It's not a big one. It's just sort of one hob ablaze, but it's gotten out of Roberto's control. He is a very experimental chef. Nothing supernatural as far as anyone can tell. But he really likes to experiment with different flavors and different meats and all sorts of things like that. And maybe this one got away from him a little bit. So
I would
what do you
like to
guys wanna
spend
do?
my other plot point
Okay.
to use. I just learned how to use this thing. Because, Lee's in the cooking club, knows fire, that's always a danger.
Yeah.
Gotta be ready, gotta be prepared. Probably the kind of safety that, like, is only practiced in a school context, really. In no other kitchen on Earth. But
Yeah.
straight to the fire blanket that she has just
Yeah.
in there, like, packed up in the backpack.
I
And
love that.
it's gonna pull that out.
Well,
Oh, no,
Well-
fire's bad. And... Sorry, go ahead.
while he's doing that, Ollie will like look for the gas stop off. He's like, works in his parents' pizzeria. Like he kind of knows the kind of go-to points for it.
Okay.
So that'll kind of be like his rush job.
Roll brains with advantage to see if you can find
Ooh.
that.
I think
So
Xander's
that's
just
a
sat down in a booth with the mythology book.
7.
7. Okay, so you find it, but you do knock over a few rather important ingredient boxes on the way.
That's absolutely perfectly acceptable casualties in the current scenario.
Yeah. I don't think he's going to be mad.
No.
Okay, so
Can Luke see where Roberto is, or what he's doing at the moment?
yeah, he's stood in front of the oven, just flapping his hands about, screaming. You wouldn't think that he spent so much time being a chef to be this panicked by fire. But he's just, I guess he's having an off day.
Okay. Can Luke just kind of run out to him and be like, "Fire! No, it's let's get out!" and just kind of move him away from the oven.
Yeah, you're right. Oh my god. Thank you. You snapped me out of it. Whoa, it was so sudden. And he starts sort of beelining for the way out as you guys are safely putting out the fire.
Cool. Luke will just kind of make sure that Roberto's doing okay and just leave the others to deal with the fire.
Okay.
So once the fire's like under control, is it obvious that the fire started because of an ingredient? Like, is there any signs around the where the fire was, or is it potentially other things afoot?
You can roll your brains for that one as well.
Oh boy, that's a 4.
Oof.
So no.
You've got no idea. It could have been anything, honestly.
Could have been.
Olly
It
started
was
the fire.
the one thing that we know is that we didn't start the fire. But yeah, he'll just like kind of have a peek around, and it's all carbonized, burnt onto the side
Yeah,
of the mill.
yeah,
but
just
like,
lots of
I
burnt
can't see
stuff.
anything.
You can't really tell what's what.
Just while that's happening, can Luke just ask Roberto to say, were you making potions in the kitchen?
No, potions! No, I was cooking my new future delicacy!
Oh, okay. What's that? Is it like a different like fish? You do fish, right?
Yes, fish, lobster, shrimp, anything we can find. And
Everything.
anything, everything. And Roberto sort of starts walking back into the kitchen and pulling ingredients off of the shelves to show you what he was trying this time. And it's just it's a bunch of really odd things. It's not anything that you would consider like this is going to be a potion. It's just a bit abnormal. You don't know that anyone would actually eat it. He's very well known for like his lunchtime specials are not always well received by customers.
Okay, Luke will just kind of stare at him, just kind of nod and smile, just while he's explaining what the dish is. Just be like, oh, okay, yeah, yeah, and just kind of not really take any of it in. He doesn't really understand what he's speaking about.
Yeah.
Lee looks absolutely fascinated and a little bit intimidated.
Well, now my dish is ruined and my inspiration she's gone. I need your help, children. I will give you a free meal each, drinks and all, if you can come up with a new dish for me.
How about seagull?
Do I hear freed dish?
Yeah, you'd hear this, yeah. He's not a
Right.
quiet man.
And I'll be like, sure, why not? As I just walk into the kitchen.
Okay, so anyone who wants to, I need you to actually come up with a fish-themed dish. It doesn't have to actually be fish, but, you know, like fish and chip diner kind of dish that you can suggest. You can include seagulls if you want.
I think Melvin, as soon as he saw that the fire went out, would probably have gone and sat with Xander and opened the new book. So
Okay.
I don't think he'd be interested in cooking.
Is anybody going to suggest anything?
Yes.
Yeah?
I would like to suggest breaded crab cakes with a Mediterranean salsa and sweet potato fries.
Magnifique, magnifique. And I want you to roll your brains with an advantage to write down this recipe for him to try.
So that's a 9. So let's see if we can do better than that. No, because that's a 2. So a 9.
Okay. So you write the recipe down. It's nothing spectacularly special, but it's easy to follow instructions, and it will actually probably be edible, unlike some of the stuff that usually gets served.
It's
And
one
I
up
think-
from bare minimum.
Yeah. Lee's been looking through, like, kind of like at this suggestion, started rifling through her backpack and pulls out like a notebook with a lot of like half-written like recipe ideas and things that are kind of like slightly discarded. He goes, no, that's not gonna, no.
Ah, Lee,
And-
my little lobster. I know you must have something fantastic in that book of yours.
Oh, and it's nothing too And looks at one and is thinking, well, I did have one idea.
Yes.
We went to this Turkish restaurant, and I'd never tried that before, but they had these like leaves stuffed with rice and things, and I know you don't really do rice and things, but I was thinking, what if instead of a vine leaf, it was like seaweed, and you stuff that with like prawn and maybe, and it's thinking and kind of trying to I figure this. Then looks over to Ollie. Oh, actually, crab cake. Yeah, like a seaweed wrapped crab cake, maybe. That could be.
Oh, or you could have like instead of the salsa, you could have like a seaweed, like you could replace seaweed in like a coleslaw or something.
Oh, yeah.
You
Yeah.
can make it all crispy like in Japanese cuisine, and then run it through some mayo with some red cabbage.
Yeah. And kind of looks up to Roberto. So
He's
see
like-
if he seems to approve.
It's like, imagine like if he could, obviously, he'd have like the sparkly anime eyes. He's so impressed and inspired by you both. And he starts making these notes and pulling ingredients out, and he shoos you off out of the kitchen. Obviously, in a sort of a signaling back, like, do you guys want to help cook? But it sort of generally sends you to go and wait for your food. The restaurant is mostly empty because of all the smoke and the fire, so it is basically just you guys and like one or two barely awake people in the back.
Is there already like a fish tank in as like a decoration in the restaurant? Yeah, Ollie will go to Xander and just be like camouflage and just point to the fish tank.
It doesn't look anything vaguely like normal fish life. We can't put it in the fish tank.
Yes, but Roberto's not gonna know that because it's Roberto. There's no one else here, so it just, gives them room to breathe and probably grow.
Okay, but I'm gonna go help Roberto then, just to distract him enough.
It might eat the fish in the tank, bear in mind.
Ah, that's alright.
Then we have also fed it. Thanks, Roberto.
Okay.
Not like he ethically sources his fish anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, so Xander will go into the kitchen to try and help cook, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'll
roll your brains for me then. See if you can handle cooking in the kitchen.
I'm so hungry now.
I'm gonna spend a plot point to see if I can make that better.
Okay.
Yeah, apologies. 2.5 years of working in kitchen, like as a chef, that kind of was a little bit of a superpower coming through.
I've got 9.
Okay, so you do, effectively help him. He's making up this dish for everybody. You didn't get a choice. You're all getting the new exciting crab cake dish. And
I think I'm just gonna try and make some tempura with the fish on the side.
okay,
Just because I'm like, I don't want to try his.
you don't want to try his
crazy-
recipes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just
okay.
try to find his like sweet chili and.
Yeah, so you
Just
sneak
tempura
your
everything.
own little dish in there as well, and it comes out to all of you. While the cooking has been going on, have you put the creature in the fish tank?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. So the food gets brought out. There's all this, grand display of like, this is my new dish. You guys helped me invent it. And gives a little, almost like a little speech about how grateful he is for food and fish and you guys. And then he sort of like almost skips off to the kitchen to tidy up. Are any of you eating this?
Yeah.
Oh well, I'm eating mine.
Oh yeah.
I made my own. Mine's just different than everyone else's. I've just got my own tempura.
Melvin will eat it, but he'll have not like paid any attention to any of what happened. Really, his nose is purely in the book. But
Okay.
he will be like still reading but eating at the same time.
Is Luke eating?
Yeah, so Luke will definitely be eating. He'll kind of just after Roberto's finished speaking, just say, he seems really nice. Like he's like really passionate about what he does. That's like you don't see that very often. Like some people just need to be more enthusiastic about what they do. And then he'll kind of take a bite of the food and just be like, some people shouldn't as well, but that's okay.
Yeah, there's being passionate about things and there's being talented about the things that you're passionate about.
So
Well,
if you ate, any morale you lost is now replenished. Right, so you've got the book out, I assume, still.
Mhm.
What are you looking for in it specifically?
So I think firstly, Melvin would have flicked through to see if any pictures inside it looked a little bit like the worm or the baby as we see it now.
Okay.
And then if he saw that, would have stopped and looked into that.
Okay, roll your brains.
Oh,
I
I'm going to use a plot point on that one.
Okay.
Right, hang on, I'll try again.
I was gonna give Melvin help.
Yeah?
Oh, he needed help. Oh, he still needs help. 5, 6. Oh no, 5, 6, 7. So
We just made it, Gareth. We just did it.
All right. So yeah, you find in the book this little life cycle picture.
hey guys, look! I found the baby. It's like a worm, and then the stubby hands, and then out of the bay cat, a mermaid, and then
A monster?
a spider maid, and then it does a poo.
It doesn't fit.
Those are the eggs.
Oh,
Melvin.
okay. So this must be what the baby is. Is there like a title or a description of what the actual creature is? Or
Yeah,
just-
is there a
Yeah.
description of what
It
the
just
final
says
stage is?
Life cycle of merfolk, and obviously there is the eggs, and then it just says young, then it says child, adult, and then beast.
Ooh, okay.
And there's a small section on how the reproductive cycle works by the merfolk version will, like the human looking one, will lure men down. They will store their bodies in like icy cold places, and then when they are the beast version, they will eat the man, process his remains, and turn it into the eggs. So pretty gory stuff.
I think we need to get this thing back to its home quick because I think it might eat us.
Yeah, I'm in agreement there. Xander's like a little afraid. Like,
You just
Well-
see this cute little creature it's just living its best life, chasing these little fish around in the restaurant tank. Happy as can be.
Yeah, we need to get it to the cove and quick, because if that thing is what it becomes in like 2 cycle, whatever that is, again, biology, not good.
Does-
That said we all get eaten, right?
Well, only men,
Only
so I
men.
think Lee's
Lee's
all
okay.
right.
Fab.
Just a question. Does the life cycle sort of say like a timeline, so we know it's gone from worm to baby relatively quickly? But does it say how long it takes to become
No, it's not
adult?
specified in the book.
Right. Okay. Yeah, we don't know how long it's going to take until it gets to the monster form.
I don't really want to wait to find out either.
I didn't hear that, Greg.
Yeah, I didn't hear that.
Oh, I just said agreed for
Oh,
once.
okay.
What about the science though? Doesn't the captain must have kind of wanted something to do with this? Maybe
He
they.
wanted it for money.
He wanted it for his museum of mystical stuff.
I think he thought it was just a worm.
So,
No, because he knew it hummed. That's why.
But a humming worm is
Lee,
less scary.
roll your brains for me.
Okay. That will be 11.
Okay, so while you're talking about the captain, you remember his name, and you're thinking, John Pollock. I remember that from somewhere. You've been to this restaurant a lot before, right? You spent a lot
Yeah.
of time here. So you will remember that you saw some framed newspapers of particularly fishy things, like people catching the biggest fish in the town, and the day they opened the restaurant, and other things like that. And you'll remember there was a particular newspaper article you saw that had John Pollock as the name of somebody in it.
And yeah, I think Lee just kind of pauses a moment, staring off into the distance. And is just gonna kind of leap to her feet, runs over, and yeah, I imagine it's quite a kind of there's a lot of stuff stuck up on the wall, maybe peels aside a few other posters or newspapers that have been put over it, and then just pulls this one down and runs it back over to the table and puts it down on the table, then points to the name. Pollock. It's I think it's the same. I mean, probably it's not many Pollocks, right? And kind of reads over this again. So maybe he's been looking for a mermaid.
So, so this is the proof he needed that he was right from the beginning.
Well, why don't we go to him then? I mean, if he's one of the few people that know it already, and he's experienced at sea, maybe he'd help us.
Yeah, I guess
probably. He's probably calmed down by now.
That's true. I mean,
and it's the quickest way for us to get this nice creature at the moment to the place before it turns into a beast.
But the baby wants to. But Lee said the baby wants to go home. So what do we do? Do we take it back to the captain, or do we do what the baby wants? Because if we do what the baby wants, it's less likely to eat us. Whereas if we take it back to the captain and it turns into a monster, it might still eat us.
The captain's the one with a boat, though. We don't have a boat.
my parents have a boat.
What?
Wait, what?
Nah,
They're
no
like
one can
rich.
afford a boat. What are you on about?
My parents are like a governor of the town, so like if it's a fishingy place with a harbour, I feel like they might have a boat. I don't know.
Oh.
What, that expensive one on a dock?
I don't know. Can I have a boat?
You can have a boat, yes.
I've got to ask that in more of my campaigns.
You have rich ass parents in a
Yeah.
harbour
Yeah.
town. Your parents have a boat.
Have a boat.
Yeah,
Roll for
absolutely.
boats,
we have a yacht.
But Xander,
Yeah,
you
we
also
can
have to
boat.
remember, though, how are you going to explain to the captain that, oh, hey, you know that thing that's going to prove that you were right when you were a wee boy? Yeah, we stole it.
Well, it's a
Ah,
thin line between
he just
stealing and
temporarily
protecting.
misplaced it
If he
from
knows
the
that
tank.
it's intelligent, he wouldn't want to keep it locked up, right?
I guess he's also susceptible to the cold as much as... Maybe more so than us? I don't...
And what if the captain gives the mermaid to the pirates? Because they didn't seem very nice.
No, he didn't want to work with those drones when we were at the museum. Or whatever, the aquarium.
But they'll know where it is if we take it back to the museum. If we take it back to the sea, they won't know.
Yeah, I think I'm with Melvin. We should take the creature to where it wants to be and then tell the captain. Because
Well, yeah, I mean, I just didn't know that Melvin owned a boat. So,
Xander, just
and
because you can't afford a boat with your
I didn't feel like
empire.
stealing one, alright? So,
Yeah. I thought it was just temporarily reassigning.
Yeah, we.
that's
Stealing a
different. This
boat.
We
is a
learned
high
how to
value
build a
item.
raft in second year. We should know how to build a boat.
Exactly.
I'm
We
not
did,
building
like,
a boat at 8 o'clock at night or whatever to go to some cave with a creature that, although is very cute at the moment, could turn into a beast and eat me.
Does
Yeah.
anyone know how to drive a boat?
Melvin?
Well, my
He also looks
parents have
over to
let me
Melvin.
steer it now and then.
Or should I say Sir Melvin?
Captain Melvin, thank you.
We can be your squire people.
My crew. Yeah, like my parents have let me drive it when we're out at sea. It's just a normal electric boat with a steering wheel.
Okay, so have you decided where you're going, what you're doing?
It
What
sounds like
time
we're
is
going to
it?
try and drive Melvin's boat.
Well, we need
I
to
think-
we need to put the creature back at sea because at the speed it's been growing,
But what
we
time
won't
is
have
it?
time to leave it till tomorrow
If
potentially.
it's dark, I don't think Melvin would agree to drive the boat in the dark.
Okay, so
So I go, you can drive or we can get eaten.
you look out the window and it is sunset. It's getting dark and it's going to get dark pretty quick because it is autumn in the UK. It doesn't waste any time. Once the sun starts going down, it's going to get dark out there.
Melvin is going to need to be persuaded to do this, I think, because he doesn't want to. I don't want to trash my dad's boat because it's dark and we crash into rocks.
I'd also like to point out that none of you have actually been home from school yet.
yeah. That's definitely one thing Ollie's going to point out because, like, he has to be home before his parents get home from the restaurant. So he'll just be like, yeah, boat's the option, but maybe tomorrow. And I need to go home.
Can we walk to school.
Well, I ain't
Is that
taking
something Lee
I
would
ain't
know?
taking the child with me. I'd like can stay in Roberto's fish tank for all.
Can we not just put it in the sea and tell it to come back in the morning?
What, and then give it a taxi ride to
Or put
back
it
home.
on my dad's boat until the
I mean,
morning.
if you'd be alright with that, then sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Give a fancy
I
fish
don't
tank on
think
it
my
to
dad's gonna go out on
display.
his boat. So
Do you have a fancy fish tank on it to display fancy fish?
it's got a pool. No, it's got a like a
Okay,
hot
I'm
tub
gonna
thing.
need you to roll for how fancy this boat is.
Yes.
So you've got the boat.
Roll for boat.
If you get
No
like
problem.
a
Please.
6 or below, it's just like literally just a little speedboat. If you get obviously the below a 9, like 9 or below, it's like it's a good boat. But if you get, you know, the higher end, then you can have like a full on yacht with a pool.
Yes, mega yacht.
Mega yacht.
You're like 12.
Oh, 7.
Okay. So it's like, you know, it's a decent sized boat. You could have quite a few people on there. It's not just like a little tiny little boat, but yeah, there's no swimming pool on there.
Okay. Well, we could just put some water in the bottom of it so it doesn't sink, but so she's got some water to be in. And you've got your tank still. We can keep the
Yeah,
water
but
in there.
the
if she
tank
needs.
isn't going to accommodate this size. And Xander points at the butt.
Well, if it gets to that size, it can just go in the water itself.
Have any of you
Near the boat.
checked on the been checking on the creature while you've been chatting and eating?
I think kind of I was already going to say this a moment ago. I think Lee would just like while this conversation's been going have maybe gotten up to head over to it.
I think we're too engrossed with arguing.
Yeah, Luke
Yeah.
would probably kind of drift off and be interested to see what the creature is doing as well, and just kind of wander over that way.
Okay. So you two would notice that there's probably a few, like, significantly less fish than when you put it in there.
Okay.
But it's not
And-
grown yet.
I think Lee's just gonna go over. Excuse me. You still hungry or you okay?
I'm okay now. Yeah. I like these colourful ones. And starts sort of using his little teeny tiny fingers to point at them, and it's like spinning around in circles, like upside down while it's pointing.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. So we can maybe get you back to your parents tomorrow. It's pretty late and we have to be home, so our parents, don't worry. Sorry, I don't know if that's... I mean, tomorrow we can help, but
What's
for
it tomorrow?
today... Yeah. So, like, do you know what sleep is?
Nope.
Do you sleep?
What sleep?
It's like you just close your eyes and then there's nothing for a while. Or sometimes there's things, but the things aren't real.
Like when you dream?
Yeah, right. Like what happens when you around when you dream. Just you can just kind of dream for a bit, and then we can help. Then we'll take you out and we'll find your parents, and it'll be okay.
Okay. But we gotta be fast. They're coming.
You mean the pirates?
No, my parents.
Your parents are coming.
Yes,
Luke will
I
just
can
kind of
hear
snap
them.
around at that. Luke will just stare at Lee and say, Did they say their parents are coming? Wait, what? Wait, the parents of like the big things, like the.
What do your parents look like?
Well, they're like me, but really big and pointy, and they're like,
Guys, I think we might have a problem.
They're parents of the big scary ones, aren't they?
Yeah. So I thought it was the pirates that were coming, but I think it's and kind of looks back to the baby. Do your parents eat people?
yeah.
Like,
That's
and
how I'm here.
Lee just looks back to the others, clearly panicking a little. Guys, I don't know if we should be going home or and back to the little mermaid.
What about if we just chuck it in the ocean and leave it?
That's
And
what
then-
I said earlier, and you all said no.
No, I'm in agreement with you now, Melvin. It's a logical idea.
Yeah. So we can just, if your parents are coming, we can just put you back and they can find you, right?
Okay, sure.
Go, great. Let's do that. Let's do that.
Great,
And-
they'll always find me.
Oh, yeah, good. Just tell them. Tell them it's been nice. And he's just gonna run over to the plate, grabs a chip, and he's gonna drop it in.
Chip. Just gobbles
Yeah,
it up.
that's a chip. That's pretty good.
I don't like it.
Lee, I think they might be a carnivore.
Yeah, we'll be on the menu tonight.
And yeah, I think Lee's just gonna look back to Xander. Could you pick it up again?
No, I'm alright.
And come around to the others if anyone steps up.
Luke will kind of step up and reach in to pick it up, but just kind of hold it completely out at arm's length the entire
It's just like-
time. And Luke will just kind of begin walking very quickly towards the door and the nearest possible route to the sea.
Okay. Roll your brawn for me.
That is 9 plus 2 for 11.
Okay. So you make it very quickly out. The restaurant is like right by the water. So you get out the door, you basically walk for like 2 minutes and you're there at the water's edge.
Okay. I'll still be holding it just at full arm's length, just before I kind of go down to the sea. It's like, is everyone okay if I just put this back in the water? I really don't want to be holding this any longer.
Yes, we're fine. Go.
Yeah.
It'll just kind of make his way down to the shore and just kind of put it in the shallow bit of the water.
Yeah.
And just kind of quite quickly back away from it.
It starts just flapping around and you hear like
What's he saying, Lee?
Yeah, what's it saying?
Is Lee anywhere nearby? Have you followed?
I think Lee would have followed along.
Okay, it says, "Thank you. I can't wait. Which way do my parents go?"
And I think Lee just looks around in the water. Exactly. You said they'd always find you, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I guess they'll be along any minute now.
Okay. starts to splash and like, dee, 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 dee. Ooh, it tickles. It's cold. Okay.
So I'm just gonna leave that there. I don't want to. I don't know what it's saying, Lee, but it seems like it's happy there. I think we're done with this thing. I don't want to see what the parents do to us.
Shouldn't we send
Yeah,
it out into the
I've got to actually
deeper
gotta go
waters
make
a bit?
dinner for my brother. So I think I'll just catch you tomorrow.
Yeah, and I think Lee's just gonna kind of start backing away. Yeah, we'll just leave. Well, goodbye.
Thank you for helping me, everybody.
Yeah. Glad you're okay. It says thanks.
I'll pull a very nervous, wicked side before
It copies you. It's
skateboarding
like,
Melvin's just gonna ask it why it won't make sense to Melvin. Like, why can't I understand you?
me, 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 me.
Still don't get it, Lee. What did it say?
It said that there's like that we formed a connection, and I trust you.
It's kind of Lee looks at Melvin. Says, said it was just luck. Kind of hoping to not make him feel bad.
I wish it would have spoken to me, but oh well, whatever.
Sorry.
Melvin just turns around and starts to walk away with the others.
You can all try again before you go if you want to connect with it.
Luke's out of there.
Yeah, I'm a bit freaked out from
Melvin,
the book.
like one of the things that I'd written down from Melvin last session, like that he was kind of miffed that that the creature had spoken to Lee, but he didn't understand it. So I think he would like to try to connect. If he
Roll your heart for me.
Can I try to do one heart-filled wicked?
Yeah.
Piddle. I got 5.
Oof.
Oh yes.
The dice want to tell a story, and that is a failure.
Ooh.
Well, actually, no. It's a 7, so with a complication.
Yeah.
There
So
you go.
it does it back to you, and you can sometimes sort of understand sort of like some of the words that it says, and it's like, thank you, goodbye.
I think that starts to freak me out more now. I can hear words that are like, right, okay, I'll go away.
Sorry to drop that in the middle instead of right at the start. I completely forgot, to be honest. Okay, so what are you guys doing now? Are you all heading back to your houses?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think just I would kind of probably say a quick goodbye to everyone. Just be like, oh, I think I'm just gonna go home now. I just want to get away from that thing, and I guess we'll talk about it tomorrow, and hopefully we don't hear anything more about it, I guess.
Do you feel like we should maybe send the baby to swim out a bit? Because if it's just sat there, anybody might go past and see it. Should we maybe get Lee to make it swim away a bit, but just stay in this area, but not visible to humans?
Maybe, but also they don't know it was us. So maybe.
Oh, I don't mean like we'll get attacked or we'll get caught or something. I mean more for the fact that it might just get picked up again and taken somewhere, and then the parents will come and eat everybody it sees.
Yeah, that's fair. Lee, any chance you could?
Sure, yeah. And it's just gonna run out quickly. Excuse me.
Huh?
Do you think maybe your parents? It might be easier to find you if you were a bit further. Kind of just points out a little.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
I'll go stretch my fins.
Yeah. That'd be good. That'd be good.
Okay, then.
Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye.
And yeah, would
It just starts swimming off, doing little, like, jumpies and obviously having a great time.
just gives a nervous thumbs up back to the rest.
Okay, so as you all go home, who has parents at home? Yeah.
I think my mum will definitely be there. I'm not sure about my dad.
Yeah, Mum would be home.
Okay. So we will follow Ollie home.
Yeah.
What is your relationship like with your parents at the minute?
Pretty good. Like, he obviously understands that they are in a unique familial situation, being that they run a pizzeria effectively between the three of them. But it's not like estranged or anything like that, so it's fairly kind of mutual. Like, he understands the whys he has to do certain things. Doesn't obviously enjoy missing out on stuff, but yeah, he would like get home before them, and then maybe like an hour or so later they would come home from the pizza shop.
Okay. So you get home to an empty house, expecting them to get back pretty soon because you have stayed out probably later than you usually would. Maybe on like game night you'd be out this late, but not
Yeah.
otherwise. And when they get home, you know, they're really happy to see you. They heard about what happened at school. They did get a call to the restaurant just to sort of let them know what happened. Not all of the parents would have got calls because there was just a big class of kids and a very understaffed school, but your parents are quite involved because you're, you know, star athlete. They're at all the games when they can be. And yeah, so they got a call. They know what happened and they just want to check that you're okay.
Yeah, I'm fine. The teacher kind of kept me back and asked some questions about what happened with the teacher that fainted, but we didn't really see anything out of the ordinary or anything weird that happened. They said that someone stole something. I think she called it an asset, but I have no idea what they're talking about.
Oh, at that facility outside of town, they've got all sorts of things in there. I hear anyway. Do you know nobody from the town works there? Everybody that is there is from somewhere else.
That's strange. Like, because everyone that lives in town works in town, so why would that be any different?
Yeah. They promised that when they build it, it was going to be, we're creating jobs, we're going to help your economy, and then they didn't hire anybody from town.
That seems, I mean, dishonest, but
Definitely. I've a right mind to go and talk to town council and raise some complaints if they have anything, if they get in the way of any of your games or any of your learning or just get you upset. You tell me and I will march down to that council and start bringing up things that I should have brought up a long time ago.
it's fine.
Well, if you're sure, you just tell me. You know I will.
I know, that's why it's fine.
Okay, well, we're respected members of this community and they are not. We don't know them. Anyways, what would you like for dinner? I know it's a little late.
Oh, I caught up with some friends and we ate at Roberto's place.
Oh, that's lovely. Who was it? Some guys from the team?
No, just like some people that I've been hanging out with to kind of help my grades a little bit for college.
A smart move. I'm glad to hear that. You've got to keep on top of those grades, you know. It's very important. All of your applications, it's grades, 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 and then extracurriculars.
Yeah, I know.
All right. Well, in that case, I'll just whip buzz up something, and you can just go relax.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go upstairs and yeah, just make sure I've done all my homework and things.
Sorry, what was that? My headphones just
Uh,
jumped off my head a minute.
Oh, it's the magic. He said that he's just gonna go upstairs and he's just like, oh yeah, I'll just like make sure my homework's all done and stuff.
Oh, well done. You're such a good kid.
Yeah, thanks, Mum.
She heads off into the kitchen and starts making some food. And then we will jump to Melvin. So what's it like as you walk in the door?
I'd walk in and I would pretty much just head straight up the stairs towards my room. Depending on whether Dad is in or not, he'd normally just be in his office if he was there. Mum would be either socialising, having a party, our party, or she'd maybe notice that I'd walked in.
Okay. And what's your relationship with your dad like at this moment?
I think with both parents, it's fine. It's not great. It's not bad. It's just okay. Like average. It's kind of like they kind of dote on me, but they also leave me alone because they know that's what I like.
Yeah. Okay then. So as you walk through the door and sort of make a beeline anywhere but the communal areas, your dad is there and calls you into his office.
Hey, Dad.
Hello. Listen, Melvin, we had a call today. We're a little concerned about people you might be associating with.
Melvin just stands in the doorway and looks a bit nervous. Doesn't actually say anything.
Okay. He picks up a book and drops it onto his desk, and he does not look impressed. Do you know anything about this?
What is it? He sort of comes in and leans forward to look at the book because it's a book.
Okay, so you will see on the front of the book, it says Pine Shallows History.
I've never seen that book before. Oh, or maybe I will have in the library, I guess.
You wouldn't have seen it before.
Okay.
Okay.
I've never seen that book before.
Neither
He's
have I.
kind of confused about the fact he's not seen it because he has pretty much seen every book in the library.
Well, I got a call today from Captain Pollock. He said that it was urgent he saw you, and I said that I didn't find that appropriate and that you should be at school, but I called the school and you weren't there, and they told me they'd let the class out, but they didn't want to disturb me in the office. So I called back the captain, and he said if he couldn't see you, he had something he needed to give you, and that you would know what it was about. So I think that you need to explain this.
So we went to the aquarium, and Captain was there. Captain Pollock was there, and he showed us this little worm he found, and then we went back to school, and we got let go because one of the teachers fainted.
Oh my goodness. Okay, well, I was very worried about you with strange calls from strange men and not being where I expect you to be. It's not like you at all.
I was just at the library.
Oh, well, that makes a lot more sense. Okay, well, listen. Just try and come back and let somebody know. Give us a call. You know, we got you that nice mobile phone, and you should make use of it. You have plenty of credit, so just... It's okay to give me a call if you need to let me know where you are.
Okay. Okay. I thought you'd know I was at the library, Dad.
Sorry, I've been very busy at the office. It's been a very stressful day today. Now, if you could just tell me what this book is about, and we can let this all rest, and you can head off and do whatever you need to do.
I don't know. Maybe it's to do with the worm. He maybe wants me to read it to find out more about the worm.
Oh, well, all right then. You take the book and head off.
Thanks, Dad. And I grab the book and run out of the room to my bedroom.
Okay. And we will leave it there.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you, everybody, and I'll see you next week.
Thank
you
you
guys
very much.
Sounds good.
Bye.
Thanks.
Bye.
Yeah, but we're probably not old enough to have driving licenses.
Hey, sure.
You don't need a license for a boat, do you?
Yeah,
Yeah, you
especially
do.
in small town.
Oh, you do, but I mean,
Well,
don't know how. Yeah, they probably
I had
don't
some-
regulate it a lot.
I had some friends who definitely drove drove boats before they actually drove cars.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've driven like
100%.
canal boats and I don't know what they're called, motorboats, I guess.
Yeah.
Before I could drive, definitely.
yeah, I grew up on like a tiny wee island. Just like, just drive the boat. It'll be fine.
Exactly.
Well, there's
It's
not
like
a lot to bump into, right?
exactly,
You could get arrested by the sea police.
No.
which
Well,
is just the
I'm
normal
the
police, but in a
I'm the
boat.
governor's son. I can get us out of it.
That's true.
How many you're gonna play the money card so much?
When my father hears about this.
The ultimate secret power of privilege.
Oh yeah, I have that. Or I can acquire that very easily.
Melvin
It's
realizing,
okay.
wait, I don't have to be a plucky underdog. I'm rich.
The whole campaign is just a backdrop of capitalism at work. It's just like,
Yeah.
oh god.
Isn't that's what Brennan Lee Mulligan says that every one turns into?
Yeah,
It's a backdrop to capitalism.
You can't really avoid it to some extent.
Uh,